Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on your family lawyer today, right? I want to share something and answer the question. I know everyone has been talking over the years. People have always talked about this and they have asked me questions to this, like, oh, can we have marital rape in Nigeria? In the sense that, can a husband rape the wife in Nigeria? There are some things I want us to understand, and there are some things I want us to get clearly. Is the fact that first, a crime is only what the law says is a crime, right? So if the law does not say something is a crime, then it is not a crime. And before you continue, remember that what I share here is not legal advice, it's just legal education, more or less like legal opinion. So if you have any legal issue, contact a lawyer, speak with a lawyer, and get the proper legal advice that you need for that particular matter. So let's go straight and let's talk about it, right? Can a man rape his wife, right? So there are two laws that are actually in conflict, and it is the two laws that are in conflict that I want to try to explain today, right? Based on the first law, which is the Criminal Code Act, right, or the Penal Code of the North, or Criminal Code Act of the Southern Nigeria, a man cannot rape his wife. The rationale behind it is that once you're already married, you gave an how will I call it now? An unfettered, irrevocable consent to sex with your spouse. Remember that rape is according to that law, is the slightest penetration, right? Slightest penetration of the vagina without the consent of the person who owns the vagina. That's the definition of rape according to that law. So if any person forces himself to have sex with a person, then that person is guilty of rape, right? As long as the cap of the penis touched the vagina and tried to enter, you're already guilty of rape. So, but then the thinking of the lawmakers and the rationale of many Nigerians, based on our customs, based on our religions, two are predominant religions and customs, is the fact that once you get married, you give unlimited access, unlimited consent, unrestricted consent, irrevocable consent to your spouse regarding sex, right? Now, there's also a challenge about that law, because that law defines rape as only what a man can do to a woman. So by that law, a man cannot be raped, because it is the slightest penetration of the penis into the vagina. So it means that the owner of the penis has raped the owner of the vagina, right? So by that law, a man cannot be raped. However, over the years, there was this complaint, all of that. So they had Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, which is simply called VAP. And in a state like the state where I live in, or your state, that law has been domesticated. That law went as far to define rape beyond what the criminal code that defines rape to be. So based on that law, you could rape a person in their mouth, or you can rape them over their vagina, because the law says that the law says any opening of the person's body. So if you even penetrate the person's ears sexually, you could almost be held for rape, right? And based on that same new law, right, a boy can be raped. So because if you force the boy to penetrate you, or you penetrate his anus, or you penetrate his mouth job, and the rest, then rape also happens, right? So that law expanded it. But there's not a problem, is that in the criminal code, the laws clearly states out that a husband cannot rape his wife. But in VAP, the law does not state that a husband cannot rape his wife. Meanwhile, in the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, the law says that anything that this law does not say, that the criminal code says, what the criminal code says is what's going to apply. So we don't have any case yet. There's no case right now based on this particular provision, based on this particular new law, if a husband can rape a wife. So if we are going by way of this new law, we'll say theoretically, a man can rape his wife theoretically, and a wife can rape her husband theoretically. But we we don't have any case law now to support it. And the question is that we don't have any person that has tested the law in the court. And by the time the law is to be tested, we do not know what the argument will be. If the court will agree, we just follow this law, or take that particular part of the law that says that once anything that this law does not cover, that the criminal code covers, the criminal code will prevail, right? The particular section in the criminal code will be the one that will prevail regarding that matter. Remember that although this law does not say anything about a man raping the wife or a wife raping the husband, the criminal code has something to say about it. And as long as the criminal code is concerned, it is not possible. So right now, we say, hypothetically, a husband or a wife can rape the spouse, hypothetically. But if we say we want to use the cases that already exist and what is on ground, I would say a spouse cannot rape the partner under Nigerian law. But well, let's see what the laws will say. Let's test the laws and let's see what the courts will say. Like a wise man said that what the courts will do and nothing less pretentious is what the courts will do and nothing less pretentious is the law, right? So the courts pronounce on that law. None of us can argue black and white on it yet, because it's still controversial. It's not black and white. It's not clearly stated. It's not clearly spelled out. Marital rape is not clearly spelled out in it, so we are just speculating. We are just inferring, right? Thank you so much for joining me and following me today. This is all I want to share. I will share more with you later. If you join this group, or you follow me on Instagram or on YouTube every Tuesday by 7 p.m. I will always be here to share one thing or the other on your family law. Yeah. Right? If you want to contact me, you could do so through the details shown on the screen. And remember that what I share here is not legal advice, so contact me for private legal advice, or you contact your lawyer. My name is Earl. I'm alright, and from the ancient and modern city of Ibadan.